Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back to iCast, your freaking awesome replays, where we look at games submitted by the viewers playing a monthly challenge. And this one was from Spooktober. That's right. I'm finally casting it in December. A little bit late. I've been on holiday. I was away for a while, and I'm finally catching up. So let's cast this one where the players had to try and use as many invisible, cloaked, or burrowed units as possible. Down here in the bottom left side, representing Wolf's Pack, it is Wolf's Butcher. Going up against, in the top right, Hyper One, the Swiss. Now, looks like both players did good luck, have fun. Swiss did drop a smiley face, but it looks like both players are proxying each other right now. The Swiss moving out with, I guess this could be an early SCV scout, and a gas first opening, and a second SCV going... What? What is this? Are you going gas first into a command center? Oh god. Oh my. This is a bad build. This is a really bad build. Oh, this is going to be an absolute poop shoot. I mean, the thing is that costs so much minerals that you really can't afford to put guys on gas this early, and only on 15 SCVs. So the Swiss, with a very nasty build order, comes in, sees that there's no barracks in the main, and that is because there's 2 barracks right outside your base. The Swiss should be dead to rights, just absolutely destroyed. The Swiss is going to build a barracks in his opponent's base. He's thinking offensively rather than defensively. If Wolf's Butcher just builds Reapers, Marines, anything, rallies them in, the Swiss has nothing to respond. Is going to build another barracks at home now by the looks of it. Is finally mining up that gas, still not building SCVs. Is absolutely broke going for this early command center. And Wolf's Butcher is going to be using... No, we're not going to... What are you doing? Why are you building a command center there? Oh my gosh. Okay. I remember I watched this replay on 8x speed, basically just watching the minimap a month ago before I went on holiday. Didn't get around to casting it. I just checked it and went, oh yeah, that looks kind of insane. And I remember I went, wait a second, this looks staged. This looks too stupid. Just looking at this part of the opening. And I messaged the Swiss because he's a regular in my Discord server and said, hey, this replay, was this a ladder game? Because this looks staged. And he said, what? Staged? He's like, no, it's a ladder game. I'm like, are you sure the game versus Wolf's Butcher? And the Swiss was like, yeah, it's fine. No, it's just a ladder game. Why? And I'm like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life. And it's just come back to me now that I've opened this up that I'm like, what are you both doing? This is appallingly bad StarCraft. Why is there a bunker here? What is going on? Oh my god. So Wolf's Butcher's going to build a bunker there. You're going to build a bunker in the main. Neither of you getting actually aggressive. You're just kind of building stuff near each other. This is an absolute disaster. Bunker is going to go up on the high ground. Wolf's Butcher says, no worries. You can have as much time as you need. Could have hit you with 3 Reapers 3 minutes ago and killed you. But instead, I'm just going to chill. And now sees the bunker and decides to just run the SCVs away and abandon the base. My god, doesn't even put up a fight. Wolf's Butcher just backs off. Reapers run up there. They can go around and jump up the ledge. There is a ledge down the bottom. The Reapers apparently don't know that. Oh my lord, this is low-level StarCraft taken to an entirely new level. It's starting to dawn on me what I've got myself into cast. So YouTube out there, guess what? I think we might be doing an unofficial Bronze League Heroes episode today. Now, I haven't seen any cloaked units yet, but it looks like a Widow Mine is on the way, so a burrowed unit going to come out, our first spooky surprise unit. That command center is going to lift off. These SCVs will pull away as well. Hopefully the Swiss goes and kills the depot. Definitely worth getting rid of that, getting some free damage. And the barracks is going to go and hunt the command center down. I love it. I wonder if they have different move speeds. 1.31, 1.31. Okay, no. All Terran buildings move at the same speed. These Marines going to clean up that gas geyser. And it looks like double tech lab on the front here for Wolf's Butcher, going for a factory as well. Now, the good thing here positionally is Wolf's Butcher has the opponent contained on 1 base. The Swiss is now getting orbitals up, is down on workers, doesn't have a starport or anything like that, and isn't really using the factory for anything other than putting this Widow Mine here. So, arguably, Wolf's Butcher has a better position. SCV-wise, definitely does. Getting another base mining will help out. And could definitely just build a few siege tanks, keep the contain going. Double tech lab on the barracks is absolutely bizarre. I mean, I guess Marauders are a very noob-friendly unit because they're quite tanky. And yeah, there we go. Double Marauders, not a bad choice at all. Meanwhile, 3 Marines going to go behind the natural base, or this expansion. And the Swiss is actually going to take that command center in vision of the depot, which is not a good call because that means that Wolf's Butcher can come over there and get rid of that whenever they feel like it. This is an absolute poop shoot of a game now. Okay, so how the heck do these players adapt? They're both very evenly matched at 55 APM. We've got Engineering Bay and an Armory here for God knows why. This command center is going to try to float out. Finally, we're building just another Widow Mine. Oh my god, but the Armory is there to make it so they're permanently invisible, I see. All right, so this is, wow, we're really watching the cogs turn here, aren't we? Let's watch, which player's camera should we watch from? I think I want to watch from Wolf's Butcher. So Wolf's Butcher has the container in the corner base. Let's watch from Wolf's Butcher and really get inside the mind of a true Silver League player. This is, I say Silver League, but actually, they could be low gold, right? They could be gold. I would be absolutely appalled if they were in platinum. I gotta say silver. I think I'd say silver. I'm unofficial guess the MMR episode as well. I hear Winter's voice there, so it looks like Wolf's Butcher is a Winter fan. Can't account for bad taste. Whoa! Just kidding, of course. That Widow Mine not being dealt with just yet, and that is a... Oh, that's a planetary, but luckily an orbital did make over there, so it does have one available for scans. He's going to pick that one off. Depot's going to be going down as well over here. That bunker getting some very nice damage. Let's go back to everyone's vision. We've got a barracks for the tech lab up there. Starport building in the left corner of the map. We've got Marines and tanks building. The Swiss is mining from this base, and somehow Wolf's Butcher hasn't seen it. Uh-oh, Siege Tank sees the mule. That's a big problem. If only the Swiss had floated this down to the bottom. The Swiss is now going to build another command center. The Marauders derping around constantly, as well as the Reaper running into range of these bunkers. Oh, these Marauders not doing very smart things at all. I mean, the bunker might go down on the left side since the SCV is preparing the wrong one, but no, that is unlikely. Command center does lift off. Those SCVs moving across the map as well. More siege tanks and marauders building out of Wolf's Butcher. Let's check the control groups. Surprisingly, Wolf's Butcher has multiple buildings control group. I can't believe it. Look at that. Command center spots the low ground, does snipe that siege tank down. The Swiss on the other hand, oh, look at this. He's going to move the siege tank down and just keep picking these units up. I think he's just barely not in range of that siege tank, though. Shoots the marauder. Oh, he gets a shot off one. Gets 2 shots even. Wolf's Butcher does unsiege and pull back. Wolf's Butcher has a Liberator on the way. Meanwhile, triple Ghost Academy on the way for the Swiss. Doesn't even have a tech lab on a barracks. Can't even build a single Ghost. This is what I call high-level play. Wait. There is a tech lab barracks over here. I take that one back. Internet. Wolf's Butcher coming forward to the text man. I just love this, that the way these players are just kind of slowly rallying units into each other and derping about. Now, the Swiss is clearly playing the challenge. Since Butcher's just a ladder opponent, they obviously aren't playing the Spooktober challenge at all. They are not trying to do invisible units. They're just trying to win the game, and they think this is the most logical way of doing it, which, to be fair, tanks, marauders, libs, not bad units. Problem is, you don't have anything that shoots up, so even a single Banshee can cause you a massive amount of trouble. Oh, get the Liberator, get it. Yes, it can. And dropping mules here again, the Swiss. Why would you drop mules here when you could drop mules on the other side of the map where they're safe? Oh, the decision making. Ooh-wee. Oh my god, Liberator's going to siege up on the high ground. It, of course, cannot hit buildings, but that does spot for the tank. The orbital goes down without lifting. Meanwhile, Marauder comes out. Command center gets cancelled. There's a Liberator here as well. And a Ghost is being built out of that barracks. Going to be going for those nukes. 3 nukes are saved up. Marines and SCVs starting to get taken out as well. That siege tank really causing a big nuisance. It's going to start moving forwards to potentially break the bunker as well. And there's really no answer. A single tank building could start building Ghosts as well. He's going to build 3 more barracks inside the main base. Queued off 2 SCVs, by the way, which means one of those SCVs has to build a second barracks. This Widow Mine is going to burrow under the Liberator and get a shot off. I cannot believe it. And there is a Ghost out now that's just chilling. You can see the Ghost here. 007 Ghost. The Liberator still sieging on a building which it cannot hit. Oh no, the tanks are just going to shove the ramp. The Marines are going down. There's not much to answer this, but wait, a tank has sieged on the ramp. The tank takes out one of the Wolf's Butcher's tanks, gets a shot off on the second one. Wolf's Butcher's Marauders blocking it. You're kidding me. Is that Marine going to kill it? This one Marine trying as hard as he can. Oh, but the Marauders barely saved the day. Widowmine gets a second shot off. Liberator goes down. Marauders come in. Can they take out the siege tank? Mass repair is good. The Swiss with a quick response. The Swiss with a swift response. Swifty response. Much like Swiss cheese, has a lot of holes in his play. Why are you still expanding to this base? Build it anywhere else on the map has to be better than that. Anywhere else has to be better than that. The Swiss is like, yeah, well, his base is right there. I mean, I guess he doesn't know about this. I'm sure he knows the proxies there. He knows the army's right there. Come on, man. This is appalling. So silly. Liberator's going to come in. There's still nothing that shoots up for Wolf's Butcher. Wolf's Butcher has not seen ahead or thought ahead to realize that this might be a threat. And look at this. SCVs are now running down to this base. Swiss, why? Why are you doing this? What are you doing? What's this Liberator doing? Oh, my lord. Oh, the decision making in this game is absolutely geriatric. I mean, this is, yeah. I mean, their hands certainly are, but I think their brains might be as well. Cloak is on the way as well as the EMP radius upgrade, completely unnecessary. Ghost is going to actually do a nuke across the gap. Very cute play. Oh, Butcher, all these SCVs are in danger. All these SCVs are in danger. Oh, and gets them all out. Very nice defense, pulls them all away. Loses 2 refineries. Starport takes some damage, but definitely handles that about as well as you would hope for. Without a scan, you can't actually do it too far. You can only land it about there. We'll see if he goes for another one in a moment. Marauder cleaning up the assimilator behind it. 2 Liberators come in behind this base, and the Swiss is going to lose their only expansion. Oh, this is a disaster for the Swiss. This is really, really bad for the Swiss. Another nuke goes down, can keep denying the gas, which is very effective. It will add up over time. Back up in the main, not really building anything. Is starting to go for double Banshees behind it. And nuke takes out an SCV and 2 refineries, damaging the starport one more time. So check this out. There's 2 starports building Banshees up here, and it's actually... Cloak for Ghosts is finished. Oh, but does not cloak that Ghost in time. The Marauders cleaned it up. All right, so 3 turrets building on that base. Wolf's Butcher, though, very slow to put those SCVs back on mining. Another nuke going down on this base. Uh-oh. Oh, this is looking really nasty. And this is another planetary. Wait. Wolf's Butcher didn't lift the orbital. That means Wolf's Butcher has no detection other than missile turrets. These are the only 3 missile turrets, and they all go down along with 3 SCVs. Meanwhile, another SCV transfer to this base. Holy crudsicles. Oh, Swiss, what are you doing? Why? Why? There's only 1 siege tank there. Retake your natural, and if you're going to expand to the corners. Oh, my lord, what a disaster. 6 Marauders going up into the main base. They should be more than a match for that bunker with just 3 Marines in it. The bunker is actually only fighting 3 Marauders at a time. Make it 2. Oh, this is really bad micro by the Blue Terran player. He's losing the fight. Planetaries going down to the Banshees at the same time, though. A Cloaked Ghost and 2 Banshees making this very, very difficult, not to mention a Liberator coming in as well to add insult to injury. A Ghost comes down, cleans the tank up there. Looks like the bunker did take out 3 of the Marauders. This command center needs to lift. Saving that would be massive. The Banshees coming in right now, seeing what he can do. Drilling Claws, Banshees, and Nukes, all very annoying units to deal with, and ones that can throw your opponent off their game. The Swiss's bunker is going to clean this up eventually and take out these Marauders, I believe. Even if they kill the bunker, I don't think they can take out the 3 Marines. It's going to be a very close fight. 2 Marines versus a Marauder there. It looks like the Marines will just barely win the fight. It's going to be very, very close, though. But that Marauder does go down. 1 Marine survives in the orange. Marauder pushes forward. That Ghost could clean it up. The siege tank there as well. Another command center goes down. My lord. 3 orbitals in a command center have died for our red player, the Swiss. Meanwhile, 1 command center and a planetary dying for Wolf's Butcher. Wolf's Butcher just a little bit slower to re-expand. Finally has some Vikings out, some air units. Tries to build a command center right in front of those Banshees. The Marauder and the Ghost are going to go in and try to finish that bad boy off. This Ghost does activate Cloak, then walks right underneath the missile turret. I love it. That there is what I call high-level micro and decision-making. And when I say high level, yes, I'm talking about bathtub bong style. I'm talking about there is reefer smoke coming in from under the doors. That nuke as well is absolutely legendary. Even if Swiss instantly pulls it back, it's going to get clipped by that nuke and almost certainly die. Oh! Sick move! Wolf's Butcher's going to cancel the nuke. Landed Viking and the Marines come around behind. Get wrecked, nerd. And the Swiss, you know what? The Swiss is rebuilding that command center, but has nowhere to mine from right now. The minerals are all gone. The Swiss has messed this up, man. The Swiss has a few Cloaked Banshees, but needs to run them away. Run! Run, 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 run. Oh my god, activating Cloak on some of them, but there's more coming in that aren't cloaked, and energy's running out on at least those 2 Banshees. The Marines will go down. That Viking's gonna have a party though. One of them does go down, one of the Banshees that is. The other one does have its Cloak energy run out. The Viking will kill it. It's running, well, that's an interesting way of running away. Finally does start running away. Behind the small command centers are building. Wolf's Butcher still has more mining. Meanwhile, the Swiss drops a mule over here. Just about the only income coming in for the Swiss at this moment. Now, this is a moment where I could get behind the Swiss, trying to sneak SCVs across the map, or to long distance mine the natural. Either way could get the job done. There's 3 Banshees, a tank, and 3 Marines for the Swiss. There's only 1 Viking, 9 Marines for Wolf's Butcher. Landing this Viking, I would best describe as a patently insane maneuver. All Wolf's Butcher needs to do is get Vikings out and you'll be fine. But for some reason, he's going mass turret instead. 4 turrets around one base when you're broke. My lord. Silver League resource management, one of my favorite things out there. Banshee does take out these Hellions, but not before they ruin the very small economy of the Swiss and reset him back to 0. More SCVs are on the way, though. He's going to maneuver across the map. And you know what? There's no more nukes, and that is a bit of a bummer. I feel like the nuke harass was really stressing Wolf's Butcher out, but now that there's a gap in the constant nukes coming down, it feels like Wolf's Butcher is getting back in charge. Builds missile turrets literally in range of a Banshee and kills it. Wow. Wowzers. This is, for those who don't know, if you ever see your opponent flying air units in, definitely just build anti-air static defense directly underneath it and cross your fingers that it works. Oh, that's a very cute siege up, but you're not going to have spotting units because when that scan runs out, this big Tetris block is going to block you. You can see a few depots. You can't see the workers no more. Oh, looks like another Banshee went down. That's all the Banshees going down. I think the Swiss has lost this game. I kind of was thinking the Swiss would win because Swiss sent it in. Swiss is like, you know what I need to spend money on right now? 2 nukes. That's the most important thing. Wolf's Butcher needs urgency to get up there, but is stressed out by this siege tank. Transferring SCVs over there, trying to rebuild some depots at more than double the supply right now, and that is a disaster. That is such a big problem for the Swiss. All these SCVs getting hammered, the Hellions and the Marines having an absolute party, and I don't think a single one gets out of there. No, it does not. There was one SCV down there on the low ground that survives, but up here, the Banshees and this command center should be absolutely toasted. Clicking on the starports, trying to stop those air units getting out. A single ghost coming forward. He's going to look for one big nuke, but 1 tank and 1 nuke winning a game does not work. I don't think that's going to happen. Only 11 SCVs left here for the Swiss. And the Swiss launches a nuke. He's just barely out of vision. Oh, the siege tank's going to take out these Marines. But wait. They're in minimum firing range. Needs to unsiege it. I think it can beat those Marines since they're so damaged. And yes, it can. Nuke is going to land. It should take out that tank. The other tank will survive. No, both tanks survive. Command center is getting very low. And oh, the next nuke will put that planetary very, very low on hit points. Vikings coming over. And you know what? Still just bare. Oh, actually, no, the turret went down. So there's no detection right now. Vikings going to land and take out the siege tank. But oh, it's a lot of production going down. And the planetary as well is on fire. Come on, you got to repair that planetary. Don't you dare not repair it. There we go. Wolf's Butcher does repair it, but one more nuke coming in. Better repair that up to about 700, 800 hit points so it can survive the nuke and a bit of burning. But pulls off resources because ran out of minerals temporarily, I think. Or actually maybe pulling away preemptively for the nuke, but that means you're under 500 hit points. And 500 hit points is how much direct damage a nuke does. The ghost does go down. Oh, spreading to the gods! My God, I just saw right up the crotch of that ghost. That was nasty. Nasty. Ooh. Call down nuke, tactical strike. I just pressed a button. I don't know what the hell that did. I think it was to show last alert or something like that. 8 SCVs and 2 Marines and now a Widowmine. There's a Raven building for Wolf's Butcher as the geriatric hands try to find their way through this game. Come on, Wolf's Butcher, you can do this. Wolf's Butcher. I don't know why I'm cheering for Wolf's Butcher. I think it's because they're just playing a ladder game and the Swiss is legitimately trying to kind of do a silly challenge. And it's not that I'm against the Swiss here. It's just, I don't know, kind of always feel like the person not screwing around should win the StarCraft game. That's just how I feel, I guess. Auto turret goes down behind, but ooh, very good on that. The Widowmine could cause a lot of issues here. There's just so few units for the Swiss. Trying to get a planetary up here to stall this game. How does this game go any longer? How does Wolf's Butcher not just pull the units over here, build a tech lab, make some depots, make some tank? I mean, I think it's too chaotic to the point where Wolf's Butcher legitimately, oh my God, walks into a Widowmine! 5 Marines just go absolutely spread eagle, flying off to the moon. I think it's because Wolf's Butcher basically is so stressed out by all these weird interactions they've never dealt with. Oh, there's nukes. Oh, the base is under attack. I'm getting sieged, this and that. Like a starport's about to burn down and they've forgotten about the army. They've forgotten about the select all army key to just bring home this army, which would literally attack, move, and win the game. So instead, they're trying to micro a single Viking or 2 Vikings versus the enemy right now, but the Raven is just out of range of the Widowmine. So they're doing this kind of fancy back and forth micro. They walk into the Widowmine. The other Widowmine, he kills the Raven. Oh my God, Wolf's Butcher. This is literally death by brain freeze. It is not even the Swiss winning the game. It is Swiss applying enough pressure in the previous minutes that Wolf's Butcher is having an aneurysm. Oh no. Whee! It looks like finally gets the panic F2 button, starts bringing these units back. Is never going to break the planetary, but does need to just build tanks. Build tanks, build Vikings, Libs, Marines, anything. Just build things that fight. Does get rid of that Widowmine at least. The problem right now is there's no mobile detection and there's no tech lab on the starport, which means you can't even build a Raven. The Hellions and the Vikings, I mean, the Vikings could try to land on the production, but with 3 Marines there, that's not going to be a great fight unless you bring the Hellions up in the low ground. Command Center finally floats down the bottom. Can you believe it? The Swiss is landing, guys. The Swiss is landing. He's actually gone and taken a command center down the bottom. I am very impressed by that. Now, I would have liked to see the Hellion park behind these minerals to do some damage. It's going to fly into the production and get gunned down. One Hellion on its own is not the best weapon. He's seen the command center in the bottom, but he's doing nothing about it. Wolf's Butcher apparently only believes in butchering his own wolf because he's just letting this mining go up down here for no reason. Killing that command center would be huge. And still not really producing. Is building a bunch of Marines and Marauders now, and is rebuilding a factory on the left, apparently forgetting that this one exists, even though it is on a control group. The Vikings land in the main. They set the Ghost Academy on fire. Finally, Wolf's Butcher's going to go to the south side. It is amazing to me just how much room there is to make comebacks at this skill level. This is actually incredible. I'm not even joking. It's impressive. Because it reminds me that when you're starting out in StarCraft, you should absolutely... Oh my god, look at this SCV. You should absolutely hang in the game longer and see if you can make a comeback, even when it's just a disaster up to that point. Even when everything's been going to hell in a handbasket, you should still give it a go and see what you can make happen. The Swiss bringing in some Widow Mines. Unfortunately, Wolf's Butcher has mostly Marines. Now, Marauders can outrange those. If you just send your Marauders forward or you send 1 or 2 SCVs forward to set off the mines, that's okay. But, oh, walks into a Widow Mine. Is now trying to move more Marines forward to take the shots. Does do okay with that. The Ghost's able to do all right at picking these guys off. And, oh, my lord. Oh, so many Marines just going flying. This is a torturous experience for anyone that is a fan of Marines. They are getting slaughtered. That's why I was saying Wolf's Butcher should just build like a tank or something, because doesn't really know their way around like Widow Mine mechanics and Cloak Ghost mechanics and stuff. And it seems like the invisible units actually are the brain breakers, the winning units in this game. Because it feels like Wolf's Butcher is just frozen up. Has got 2 factories, is not using them at all. Finally, a bunch of tanks queue up, as does Stim. But is feeling outnumbered and outgunned right now. I think you could probably just A-move and win this fight. But is going to try and maybe run away, maybe run forward. But another Widow Mine's here, no! Oh, man. Another nuke goes down, and that's going to get quite a few SCVs in the crossfire. Oh, oh, whoa, 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 whoa! My god, there are Marine corpses flying everywhere up to the top of the ocean. For those who don't know, this map is on the sea floor. Don't ask me how those mechanics work for Zerg units or anything like that, but we do know that units float up when they lose that ocean floor magnet boots? Weighted boots? I don't know why they float up when they're dead and they don't when they're alive. I don't know. Don't ask me to explain lore or anything like that, guys. We've got a command center with 16 SCVs up right now and a good rally of units. 2 tanks and a planetary are going to be hard to break. He's going to go around the left side. He's making more nukes at the same time. And he's just going to try and clear up the production on the left. The mining has already been long distance. Wolf's Butcher is struggling. Is at 90 APM, but really struggling to give effective commands at this stage in the game. The nukes have really freaked him out. I really feel like this one almost completely comes down to the nukes. I mean, this should not have gone the Swiss's way at all. So the Swiss accidentally launches that nuke a little bit too close. Should have scanned ahead or moved up down here rather than running a bit too close to that turret and those siege tanks. Of course, the turret should only see to, I would imagine, about there. So if you run up on this bottom side of the ramp, you'll be able to get it off. The next nuke is almost finished. We've got another starport building right now. Wolf's Butcher not really using the production that they've already got. It's just driving a Hellion around this map, wondering where is the economy? Your base. But it's just the one base. Because the efficiency in the last few minutes has been off the chain, getting it much closer to even, and actually even positive for the Swiss. The Swiss's nuke has finished making. So where is that nuke going to go is the big question for me. The Swiss does not have an orbital. Oh, he's just going to launch it there. How does he see that? Oh, he's got the watchtower. That's why. The Swiss has the watchtower. He's going to launch a nuke there. Those tanks better pull back. Get out of there, Wolf's Butcher. Wolf's Butcher. Ah! I don't know if they'll die. I think they might barely be out of the central. Yeah, they are a bit too far away. They only take 75 damage each. But still, man. Oh, this is painful. Another tank popping out in a moment, trying to rebuild the turrets. He's trying to get a starport to get Ravens out as well. I mean, the thing is, these tanks could still smash in this game, but oh my god, the cloak ghosts. The cloak ghosts come in. That turret is not quite finished. He needs the turret so badly. First siege tank about to go down. The next 2 siege tanks need to get repaired. These are the last fighting units of Wolf Butcher. Wolf Butcher's turret comes up. 2 ghosts do get absolutely blasted to Kingdom Come. Meanwhile, on the south side, Wolf Butcher going for that double Viking counterattack is going to go after those Ghost Academies. This Ghost Academy is still making 1 more nuke to break that tank. Could do just absolute wonders because there's not a lot of room for these SCVs to hide. The Marines are getting blasted there. The Ghosts have to back off for now. Needs to launch that nuke before this Ghost Academy gets burnt down by those Vikings. That Widowmine still firing though. The Swiss has a third up, the natural as well. More starports have been rebuilt after the earlier ones died. Another nuke going to go down. The factory and the barracks are both very low. The barracks will get 1 shot. The factory will burn down shortly after. SCVs pulling away perhaps unnecessarily as that nuke is pretty far away. This Ghost took one for the team. Never say die. Well, I think that's what you should be saying, buddy, because you just got blasted, bro. Meanwhile, oh no, the Ghost Academies are going to go down. The SCV duo in the main, 18 kills between them, absolutely smashing it. The Swiss is going to A-move the whole army back there. And I think at this point, it looks like the Swiss is going to win this game in the next minute or so. There's just no production for Wolf Butcher. I've got to pose the question to YouTube, to the comment section. Do you think you could beat these players? And why? No, of course I could. I've never even played the game, but I could beat them easily. I'd play way better in this. No. If you've never played the game, I think you might be wrong. Well, you might be able to beat them still. Depends how much you've watched, actually. Let's be real. I would love to hear, though, your thoughts on where you think you'd stand. You know, maybe if you play a best of... Say you play 10 games against the Swiss. What do you think the scoreline would be? And then let us know your league. I'm curious to hear everyone's thoughts. And in general, does this look reminiscent to any of your games out there on the ladder? Because to me, this looks like such a bizarre display. Like I said, I had to ask, is this a staged match? Like, who goes gas first, command center first, and then the other guy proxy barracks is into building a command center in your third base? It's like that level of play where people commit to all-in strategies, but they don't realize it's an all-in, so they don't even attack with it, and then they just start building bases in random places around the map. Like it's like there's a very big. Let's just say it seems like a dice is getting rolled for most of the decisions in the game, right? It's like, yeah, this seems like a fun idea, but there's no kind of fundamental assessment of good or bad, economy, intelligent decision making, or any of the rest of it. The Swiss right now trying to lure the Liberator to these Marines by the looks of it, but a little bit transparent. The Liberator just pulls back. Wolf Butcher has a second command center up, is rebuilding the SCV count. These guys are both so incapable of finishing. I gotta say, they should be sponsored. The Swiss and Wolf's Butcher should be sponsored by some sort of maybe not ED, but you know, because it's not really ED when a man arrives too early at a destination. Well, you know, something that helps him in and ease off the excitement and slow down and maybe desensitize. I'm just saying, these two players have no trouble finishing. I mean, they have a lot of trouble finishing. They have no trouble getting to the finish line too quickly, is what I mean to say. Which means, yeah, okay, that analogy's going a bit far, Pig. We can just steer away from that one. Too deep down the hole already. But that Banshee, of course, she also is a bit deep down the hole. She's going to start blasting some backlash rockets in towards this mineral line. Bind at the auto turret harass is being annoying. These two Ravens are up to a bunch of kills, but there's just no mobile anti-air. 4 units queued on one starport. Doesn't know how to use a Cyclone or Widowmine themselves, unfortunately. I feel like if either player built a Thor at any point in the last 15 minutes, it would be a one-man army that no one at any point has had an army that could beat a single Thor with a few SCVs repairing it. Yet, they're using very fancy units with a lot of micro and a lot of confusion, trying to figure out how to do this. The Liberator showing its very unimpressive anti-air damage. And the Viking coming forward for the Swiss as well is going to hold position that one to try and take out that Lib. The SCV repair and the Marine should win this fight, though. Indeed they will, especially with the Viking coming out. The turret, though, does not quite give detection range to that Banshee. Nice Viking movement to the top right. Ooh, but letting the Ravens escape, a bit of a bummer. Definitely a small mistake there. Wolf Butcher has control over that base. This base is also up now, only at 11 SCVs versus 34, though. The Swiss continuing to... Oh no. To completely forget to put the workers back to mine after they were pulled off from the Ravens. More Banshees flying in here. It's going to try and pick off these units. This is absolutely baffling, this is. This truly is. If at either point someone built like 4 tanks rather than 1 and sieged up, they could actually kill things. But instead, we've got an auto turret fighting a tank, and it's an absolute disaster. The tank does go down. Another Viking rallies in one at a time. Ghosts are being rebuilt. You're kidding me. There's a new Ghost Academy. Why? Why is there a new Ghost Academy, and why did I choose to play this game? I must have only watched the first few minutes. It's so painful. Oh my lord. Okay, let me know. Is it painful or entertaining for you in the comments? I feel like there's a little bit of both. Hopefully seeing my soul leave my body can actually, you know, make it bearable, I guess. As we see some tires floating up. Oh my god. How have you not killed him? How? The Swiss, what are you doing? I mean, the thing is, if Wolf Switcher can kill another 10 or 15 SCVs, they're legitimately back in this game, right? They've got a factory and a starport, which is more production than either of the players has really utilized this whole game. They're building SCVs. They've got Ravens, which will keep giving value. The Swiss is investing everything in nukes, which, as effective as they've been, the moment the Wolf Switcher decides to build some units, they're not going to take any more damage to that anymore. I'm burping into my microphone like an absolute savage. The double Viking squad 2.0 coming down the bottom. If they land in a mineral lane, they could do some very real damage. Ghosts are on the way, though. 1 cloaking, moving off to the left side. Oh, EMP on those Ravens would be massive. EMP on the Ravens, EMP on the Ravens, EMP on the Ravens, or just shoot them down. Either way works. Auto turret's going to drop on top of these ghosts, though. Oh, 1 ghost falls, a 2nd ghost falls. Looks like the Vikings are taking big damage right now from Swiss's Marines. 1 Viking falls, the 2nd one about to go down. But Swiss has a 3rd base in the bottom now. And that is massive. 33 SCVs to 9. Whoa! Whoa, whoa, whoa! That ghost just killed 16 SCV, and GG comes out. Wolf Switcher finally ready to throw in the towel. A 31-minute game, an average of 80 to 90 APM. Massive units lost on both sides. Interesting decision making. I think special highlight goes to Swiss repeatedly taking this base right next to the opponent's push when they could have taken any other base on the map. And both players for trickling units to their death in terrible situations repeatedly for about 10 minutes? No, about 30 minutes straight. That there was a game of StarCraft. That there was 2 Bronze League heroes clashing. Thanks for watching, everybody. If you enjoy weird, crazy, strange StarCraft, click on one of these other ones on the screen, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye and good night.